all of them, just one. But they have a gaming karaoke night every month, Marioke.
Karaoke. Okay.
But
Why are you guys talking about beer and video games?
Well,
Because
not
we're
Y'all realize
British.
y'all realize we live right now, right?
Where was the warning?
Yeah.
Do y'all realize we live right now? Y'all talking about beer and video games? What?
You absolutely gave us no warning. Where
type
was
of
that?
man- what type
And
of
welcome to this week's episode of Trophy Life with our
That's
guest.
What type of
that's
panel
a
is
great
this?
combo, though. I mean, we could do liquor and gaming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love a bit of JD in gaming.
A little bit of bourbon
Oh,
and
yeah.
brawlers. Yeah,
Ooh.
that that's a podcast right there. Bourbon and brawlers.
All right. We're starting the episode. What's everyone's favorite drink to accompany video games?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I would have to say, man, damn, there's so many drinks, bro, that you could drink with video games. I would say traditional beer, but that's not fun enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go with a little bourbon, like my man Porter Rock said. I'm gonna have to go with that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that. But let's get this thing started. Welcome.
Wait. What about everyone else's answers? We're doing this.
We don't care, James. We don't care anymore.
Well,
we are
real
You
moving.
don't, but the listeners do.
We are moving past that right
Wait,
now.
yeah, you have to be nice to me. I'm a guest.
I'm pulling the light skin car right now. You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
welcome everybody. Welcome to Trophy Life episode 11, your premier podcast for all things PlayStation, liquor, and gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we are in here, man. We're having a good time, as you guys can see. But today we got a great show for you guys. I want to start off by introducing our guest for the evening. Let's give it up for my man Porter Rock. What's happening, man?
What's going on? Hey, this is your boy Porter Rock 77 here on the Trophy Life. Thank you for the invite. It's gonna be a great time. We're gonna be talking about PlayStation and this domination, this E3. So I'm looking forward to this combo. What's going on, people? Let's do this.
Let's go. And then next we got another British man up in here, man. This is the movie critic we got up in here tonight. My man James. What's good, man?
You're welcome.
James got a lot to say until you want him to say something.
Good evening, and thank you very much for letting me appear on Trophy Life. It's been a long time coming, but I'm very happy to be here and talk about all things Sony and PlayStation, my boys.
That's what's up. Next we're gonna introduce the British Beef himself up in here, man. What's good? What's good, man? Chris?
Yeah, all right, Nick. How you doing, Tick Nation? We are on another episode of the Trophy Life. I'm looking forward to it. It's good to have the guests on. Thanks for joining us, guys, and thanks for joining us in the chat as well.
And then we got the smartest man alive, you know what I'm saying? At least compared to our dumbasses. My man Kev, what's happening with you, man?
Again, wouldn't go as far as to say smartest man alive, but you know. But I'm doing all right. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. I'm bitter. And I'm bitter because the PlayStation Experience tickets fiasco that's going on right now, where nobody has been able to get tickets, or at least a vast majority haven't been able to get tickets, myself included, because the ticket site has like crashed itself.
I thought you were going to make a joke about bitter being like another form of alcohol.
No,
I legit thought that's where he was going to.
I'm sorry. I misled you.
Is this Angry Kev? Are we experiencing Angry Kev? This is amazing.
No, I'm actually really bitter about it. 'Cause, like, people are trying to sign up for this thing, and the ticket site has been down since 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's 8 now. So
Is this
it's been a while.
is this E3 in the cinema thing?
Yeah, this is E3, the cinema thing, and you know, I've been there before, and I feel his pain because you got to get those tickets like fast, like they run out fast in every city, man. So I feel his pain right now. Hopefully they get that resolved for you, man. Like real talk, but yeah, man, yeah. We're gonna get into this thing, man. We got a great show for you guys tonight. As you can see from the title, we're gonna be talking about the Sony E3, our personal predictions. I mean, this is going to be the official predictions. These are the predictions that you are going to hear that are most likely to come true tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And also, we're going to get into a few rumors, speculations, and things like that. But first and foremost, I want to go around and let everybody know or let everybody tell what they've been playing throughout the week. So let's start with my man Portal Rock, man. You been gaming this week or not?
Yeah, I've been gaming this week. I've been dabbling between 3 games. I've been hitting up that Injustice 2. A really fun fighter. Lots of content. I've been enjoying that. I've been grinding in Neo because I'm trying to finish that. And then also I downloaded that free to play Marvel's Omega, I think it's called. And then that's pretty fun. My brother-in-law put me up in that because he's all into those comic book games and stuff, and he wanted me to try it out. And it was pretty good. It's pretty fun for free to play and stuff like that. So
what's that called? What's that one?
It's Marvel Heroes Omega. That's what it is. Yeah, Marvel Heroes Omega. It's on Xbox and PlayStation. It's free. They give you enough money to get one character, and like you earn in-game currency, whatever. So you could buy more characters, and they have a whole roster of Marvel characters and stuff. So I was playing a little bit of Hulk. I did a little bit of Iron Man, Thor, and right now Iron Man is my favorite character. But it's pretty fun. It was co-op and all that stuff. It's like a little MMO. It kind of reminds me of DC Universe in a way, except the characters is more over. It's like more over. Like the angles a little. It's more kind of like Oh man, I can't think of what's that game. I can't remember the game. But it's not like behind the third person kind of DC Universe. It's more
isometric.
It's more isometric. Yeah, that's the word. It's more isometric. So, but it's fun though. It was really fun. They gain lots of powers, and it's pretty cool. And what I like is to have little mini stories. So like each stage is like a story chapter and stuff. So it's pretty fun. So I was impressed with the game for being a free to play. So that's why
nice. I might have to check that out. I did see that on the store, but I was thrown off by the free to play. You know what I'm saying? I'd be scared to try them free to play games, man. I got burnt a couple of times, like literally burnt by them games. You know what I'm saying? I still haven't recovered, but yo, that's cool. That's what's up. Kev, man, what you been playing this week? Don't say you've been playing only Nintendo, bro. Like Zelda, you still playing Zelda, bro? Oh, okay.
No, my fiance is playing Zelda right now, though. So,
did you beat Zelda yet?
No, because I started playing that and then I shifted over to Mass Effect once Mass Effect came out. So I haven't gone back to Zelda just yet, but I'm planning on doing that sometime this summer. Although I did play some Mario Kart and I did play that ARMS beta, but you know we're on a PlayStation podcast. On my PlayStation,
that's cool. I legit heard that ARMS was lit though. I'm seeing on from the Nintendo fanboys on my Twitter feed, Kofi saying how lit it is. You know what I'm saying? So you know it looks pretty cool though. I did watch some gameplay. I did watch some gameplay.
But yeah, the main game I've been playing on my PlayStation has been Overwatch. Actually, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
That old shit.
Last week. It's
the anniversary.
Yeah, it's the anniversary, and they had a free weekend. If you don't own the game, they had a free weekend that you could download and play. They gave you access to pretty much everything except for competitive, and you could play as much as you wanted until I think end of yesterday. But I have it, so it's fine. But yeah, I've been playing a bunch of Overwatch because of the anniversary stuff, and I want to get some anniversary skins, but I'm not planning on paying for any of them, so we'll see how that goes. Before that,
you cheap son of a bitch.
You're gonna break, Kev. They're gonna break you. You're gonna want a certain one, and they're gonna break you, and you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna end up happening, but I also know that paying for loot boxes is gonna ruin the gameplay experience after a while. Like if you pay for enough of those loot boxes, unless you're playing for the love of the game, like completely for the love of the game, then you're going to ruin your gameplay experience.
Is it too soon to say that you could use your PS experience money on loot boxes? Is that too soon? Is the wound still open?
I was thinking about that. I did think about that. But I think the PlayStation experience is on the 12th, and the anniversary event ends earlier that day. So I wouldn't get the PlayStation money in time. So that's an unfortunate timing error. But yeah, to answer your previous question, I have been using a lot of Sombra. Sombra's pretty good. I've been enjoying my time playing Overwatch though, so that's the main thing I've been playing. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So, James, what you been playing, man?
I'm working on a little feature for the website. I'm getting my dad to play a bunch of games because he's finally getting into video games. So I've been working through a bunch of indies. So in this past week, we've played through Life is Strange, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, Firewatch, Journey,
Nice.
Nice.
and we're playing the unfinished one. We're going to finish that tomorrow, and What Remains of Edith Finch we're doing tomorrow, the day after.
Okay, you playing a lot of walking simulators and stuff. That's what's up, man.
Well, he gets the narrative stuff, so I just think it's a good way to go through.
Plus, also you can get
a pretty good
first-person controls as well, so you can move him on to shooters soon, and then you can point to the sky.
Will happen. That will happen. Yeah, but what I'm playing, I'm playing a lot of FIFA for some reason. I just keep going back.
It's because you're British.
Yeah, well, I don't even play online. I play career mode, so I play offline, single player, and which I love that mode and the customization and the way it's different every time. I'm playing a lot of Bloodborne again. I feel like I'm always playing Bloodborne at some point.
Amazing game.
Bloodborne is amazing.
Too good.
Man. It is very addictive. I'm scared to go back to it.
Have you tried Neo?
It just didn't get to me. It's just too fiddly.
You tried playing it?
Yeah, no, I gave it a go.
Oh, okay.
Well, it just wasn't for me. The same with The Witcher. It just didn't click. I get it, it just didn't click.
The Witcher takes some time to get used to. You gotta really give it a good 15 hours. You know what I'm saying? To really
I don't have that kind of time to properly dedicate to a game anymore.
Less than that, Nick. Come on.
No, I mean,
this is a long time, man.
For newcomers, though, I feel like it's going to take 10 to 15 hours for you to really get into it. Cause I hear so much that people can't get into The Witcher, and it's because they only play an hour or two. You got to play longer than that, fam. At least 10 hours, man.
Well, that's the thing, though. People don't have that time to or 10
well, that's
hours.
Their damn problem.
Well, I agree with you, but I also realize that people don't have that time commitment. That's a lot to ask in terms of the time.
As soon as they get to that first sex scene, they're sold. Come on, that's it, job done.
There's too much foreplay before the sex scene.
Neo's similar in the situation because what opens up Neo is the combat, and you don't really get you don't learn the movesets until you play for a little while. But once you learn some techniques and a little bit of the ninjutsu magic, that's when it really opens up. At a certain point, it feels like you're playing Dark Souls or Bloodborne, but with a Ninja Gaiden character. And it's an amazing feeling to have a character that moves so fast and stuff.
I'm waiting until I get some time to invest in Neo because, it's going to be a game where for me, it's the type of game where you can only play that game. I can't really, when I was playing Bloodborne, I couldn't only play Bloodborne. Mentally, everything had to be poured into that game, and Neo is one of those games, so I'm just waiting to get a little bandwidth, you know what I'm saying? Chris, British Beef, what you been playing, man?
Because I'm British, I've been playing a bit of FIFA.
Of course, I knew
it. I was drinking tea,
I know it.
And scones. So,
scones.
Scones actually. Sorry.
There we go.
And I've also been playing the Order 1886 because it was cheap. So I thought I'd give that a go. It's a very beautiful game. I quite enjoy it actually. It's kind of got a little bit of a Gears of War feel to the controls, and
you'll be done in 3 hours.
Yeah, but I don't care. Sometimes I like a game like that. Sometimes a game where you just kind of switch off and just play it and go, well, that's quite enjoyable. Nice little story mode. Yeah. And some fantastic moustaches as well. So you gotta love a game that's some great moustaches.
Wait, did you just compliment the mustaches?
The mustaches.
Really?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
This podcast is going tits up already. I don't even know what's going on.
You love that.
Hey, it's fantastic facial hair.
It's wonderful. I'm just getting warmed up for E3 and the Gods of War. When Kratos comes out with that beard again, I'm going to be losing it.
Nick was just looking for an excuse to use tits up. So it's
any excuse. You need any excuse.
You'll hear it about 5 more times tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
So I completed Resident Evil 7, and I gave it a go in VR.
Ooh,
just no. Just no. All right. I can't cope with that. Just when the dad comes out the wall at you, when the girl comes running at you and she's all psycho, no, and no. I'll pass on that. So, but besides that, that's pretty much what I've been playing. On a bit of Overwatch, just because it was free.
That old shit.
That old shit.
Why y'all keep playing Overwatch?
Because Overwatch is really good. That's why.
Yeah,
it is really good.
Exactly it. It's a solid game.
I know.
It was a free weekend. I forgot I was playing that too for a little bit.
Oh, it was a free weekend? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's like
I missed out. Real quick, I'm gonna say what I've been playing. The reason why I kind of missed out on that is I've been playing a game called Seasons After Fall. I had got a code for it, so I'm doing like a first impressions on it. Be on the lookout for that on my channel. Shameless plug. And it's a hand-painted art style type of game where it's like a puzzle adventure game similar to like Inside Limbo, but it's not as dark and stuff. And then the granddaddy of them all that I've been playing is Next Machina. I got into the beta, and shout out to Housemarque Games. They did hook me up with a code. Like I hit them up on Twitter, and I was like, "Hey, I didn't get my beta code. What's up with that?" And so he hit me up in the DM, and he was like, he's gonna try and give me one. And took him like a day or so, but he really did come through for your boy, and I was like excited, like it was freaking Christmas morning. Because anybody that knows me, they know I love Housemarque Games. I love the game Resogun, Dead Nation, Alien Nation was okay, but Next Machina is basically, to me, so far from what I see, is Alien Nation and Resogun put together. And I'm having an absolute ball with it. I love the score attack, the leaderboards, and it runs at a beautiful, smooth 60 frames from what I can tell. And it's absolutely amazing game. So that's why I've been playing. And the beta, I think, ends June 2nd. So I'm really trying to go at it and play as much as I can. So that is the reason why I need to get off early tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I love video games. You know what I'm saying? And I need to get off this podcast so I can get back to Next Machina. You know what I'm saying? But
you are such a suck up. Listen to you.
Yo, I'm a nerd, man. That's all I want to do, man. It's a game, bro.
Unbelievable. Now you got your developer friend. You can.
Yo, I'm just saying, man. I'm a fanboy when it comes to that, man. I'm not. I'm legit not allowed to review two games for two developers at TIC. I'm not allowed to review Naughty Dog games, and I'm not allowed to review Housemarque Games because I'm a huge fanboy of those studios.
Oh wow!
You can ask James. You can ask James. I'm not allowed to review those because we have integrity at TIC, so we don't let fanboys, you know what I'm saying, review games. And if you have a hint of fanboy in you for any game or studio, you are not allowed to review that game. You know what I'm saying? That's how we roll at TIC.
Yeah, I got a caution for when I reviewed Uncharted 4 purely because I was the only person who was available to review it. But yeah, James, you did review that game, and I turned it down because I was like, I can't do it, man. I'm too much of a fanboy. I will give it a 10 in the first 10 minutes. And then I played it, I gave it a 10.
Yeah, and James still gave it a 10 because it was worthy of the praise. But that's all we've really been playing this week, I guess. So let's move on into the topics. We want to really try to hit these things, you know what I'm saying, as quick and seamless as possible. But first topic I want to talk about today is there's a rumor going around that Bloodborne 2 will not be at E3. Yeah. That From Software is stating that they're not going to show Bloodborne 2, and they have actually a new IP that they're going to show at this E3 instead. So let me run down real quick for our viewers what this is about. I actually saw this on Reddit, and the new IP is called codename Phantom Whale. And basically, yeah, Phantom Whale is supposed
Sounds like when you go to a nightclub and you got to pick up a girl. Jesus, what is going on?
Kojima drunk or something?
Wait, no. Wait, rewind. Why is Phantom Whale to do with picking up a girl?
Oh, James, just doesn't matter. We'll move swiftly on.
Okay.
I'll explain to you later.
Okay, all right, okay.
I
am 20, so I'm young. I'm too young.
That must be a rated R conversation. But yeah, Phantom Whale spelled W-A-I-L. It's to have like an ancient Aztec type of aesthetic to it. It's going to have hand-to-hand combat, and it's so basically like martial arts. And instead of like being able to customize like your weapons and things like that in other Souls games, you're going to be able to customize like your move set, your martial arts move sets. It's still going to be Souls based, and it will be a collaboration between Sony Japan and From Software. So it will be exclusive if this is true. So I want to know, what do you guys think about the possibility of Bloodborne 2 not being shown versus them actually showing a new IP? Which one would you actually prefer? Anybody can go, free for all.
I would like a Bloodborne 2, but I do understand that Dark Souls 3 came out less than 12 months ago. So the idea of having something of this caliber ready to be shown at a conference of E3's magnitude is unlikely.
So you think this rumor is false?
I really don't know. I would like to see Bloodborne 2, and I think it's such a successful franchise and such it's a proper jewel in Sony's crown that they have this exclusive game series from one of the most highly valued developers in the world. It would make sense. It makes perfect sense for Bloodborne 2 to be shown off because they have to be making it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Based on the sales and stuff like that, yeah, it was a success. So Bloodborne 2 is definitely coming. But
I've got a question about it. Okay, right. You can go at me. I have never played Bloodborne.
Get off this damn podcast. We need to start doing background checks around
I'll
here.
I'll be honest with you.
How are you going to be on a PlayStation podcast and you never played Bloodborne, fam?
Have you played any of the Souls games?
No, it's not my thing at all.
Okay, fair enough.
I can same with you and a few other things, like The Witcher. I get it, I understand it, I see why people like it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so freaking.
We've let you down, Nick. Sorry.
No, disappointing. These are my co-hosts, ladies and gentlemen. This is disappointing. Some things you should not say. Like, y'all should just keep that to yourselves. Like, you can't fake it.
Well, no, Mike, I was going to give a bit of a question with it as well. Does Bloodborne 1 end on that it could have a sequel, or is it just a good end to that story?
There is the story in the Soulsborne games. It's not front and center. There is a story, but the onus is on you to find it based on the weapons that you pick up, the items, and the lore that's hidden in.
So it's quite open then.
It's absolutely show don't tell in terms of, and gameplay is king in these games, and that's why people like them so much, and that's why they work for streaming, because you can just put them and play. Yeah.
And the lore changes with each one too, like Dark Souls. So it's not like it's a consistent story.
You say that Dark Souls 3 is set where Dark Souls 1 takes place, but just way in the future.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So, but I think he probably meant like a consistent, like kind of like Mass Effect. It's not a Mass Effect.
Yeah. Okay,
like Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, back to back to back.
Yeah. That's
it's more. If anything, it's kind of like Elder Scrolls in a way. I mean, think about it. Like they're connected, but yeah, you can play that individual game and enjoy and make sense of the story as you unlock it. Kind of.
Okay, cool.
And that's
so, with regard to them possibly announcing something new, I think if that's going to happen, I don't think there's going to be gameplay. I think that Hidetaka Miyazaki will come on stage and maybe announce it, talk through like screenshots and things, and then have like a 30-second teaser trailer. That's what I think will happen if they announce something new. If it's Bloodborne, I think if it was me, I would literally just put up the title. This is Bloodborne 2, and then a release window, not a date, a window.
I completely agree with that.
How did they announce the first Bloodborne? Do y'all remember? Did they actually show gameplay a little bit, or was
they showed a bit of gameplay, a bit of like swords with blood on it, and then a bell rang and they said, "Welcome, good hunter." I think that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if there's a Bloodborne 2 announcement, you're gonna get just a little teaser gameplay. You're gonna see some in-game footage a little bit. Now here's my thing. I'm kind of hoping that it will be a new IP. Don't get me wrong, I did love Bloodborne, but as far as that game goes, because the story is such a mystery, there's nothing that really connects me to it. You know what I'm saying? The gameplay was amazing, but I can get amazing gameplay in another one of their games, you know what I'm saying? And to get something new and different like this right here, if this is true, it's like a martial arts game. That's different. Like I'm all for like new and different games, new IPs and stuff. There's nothing that makes me be like, oh man, I gotta have a Bloodborne 2. I gotta see what happened to the mystery guy dressed in black. You know, there's nothing that makes me, you know, want to know more about that world. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of hoping for a new IP. Porter Rock, which one would you rather see? A new IP or Bloodborne 2?
I'm gonna have to vote for a new IP only because it brings something new to the table. And I love Bloodborne 2. But if there's a possibility of them from software creating something new, and from what it sounds like, reading the article you sent out, like it's focused on like melee hand-to-hand combat, kind of reminds me of Jade Empire, how it was an RPG, but it was very focused on hand-to-hand combat. If we all remember that, so that would be pretty cool if they did something like that, like and it seemed like in a Bloodborne, Dark Souls stylish world, but this time the focus is on hand-to-hand fighting. I think that would be unique. The setting, Aztec background would be unique. So I think so I could respect a new project, and I think that would be big. Something new and fresh in that aspect, but you know, I think that would be pretty cool. So I will go with the new IP only because I know they're gonna do a Bloodborne 2.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
But I think what they're doing is that they're hopping on the momentum that From Software built, and they're trying to strike what they're striking while the iron's hot, and maybe this is a perfect time to release a new IP right now.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Legit, either way it goes, whether they do this or Bloodborne 2, they can't lose. Like either way it goes, the crowd is going to go wild, I feel. Kev, which one do you prefer, man? What do you think? And you want a Bloodborne 2 or a new IP?
Well, considering I haven't played Bloodborne. But,
oh yeah, get out of here.
Next.
I would say
since you can't answer this question, we'll ask you a different question. What's your favorite kind of sandwich?
What's your favorite kind of liquor if you were to play Bloodborne?
Well, there is
Straight
another
vodka,
problem.
Surely.
There's another problem. I don't drink. So
man, get this old Rudy Poo ass dude out here. You don't play Bloodborne. You don't drink. All you do is play Mario Kart.
Can I tell you my fiance's grandfather, when he first met me, he came up to me and asked if I wanted to drink, and I said, no, thank you, I don't drink. He was like, you don't drink? I said, no. You don't smoke? No. Are you queer? And I was like, Pop.
But like
that is not something you should ask somebody.
Well, you could say, well, I'm dating your granddaughter, so
wow. What kind of line of questioning is that? Wow.
But I was like, all right.
See, what you should have said, what you should have said was, you do drink, but you're driving. You do smoke, but you're gonna respect his house, so that way he can like you.
Yep.
Well, I laughed at his joke, so that all is well.
Okay. Yeah.
but that little joke for you there. But to go back to the original question, I would like to see a new IP. Personally, more so because I want to see what else From Software can do. The Dark Souls, Bloodborne, kart racing, yeah. The Bloodborne and Dark Souls, Demon Souls, that whole gamut is very cool to see, but it's all in this dark, depressing, gothic fashion, and I want to see something else that they can bring to the table.
Yeah.
And this sounds like a very interesting way to go. Also, I will say, from what you read in terms of the description, it does remind me of Jade Empire a bit. It also reminds me of Slow Clap's Absolver, in the way that it is a very martial arts focused. It's going to be a martial arts focused game, and you're able to, create your own move sets, and like string your combos and how they would flow in traditional combat. It sounds a lot like that, and that's very intriguing. Especially in a single player focus, or what would be a predominantly single player focused game. So
Yo, I'm down with that, man. I want to see them come up with a new IP, dog. I'm hyped, man. That'd be so amazing, dog. So amazing. We're gonna move on though. Unless anybody else has any more thoughts about this topic. I don't want to cut anybody short or anything like that. But we're gonna move on. Anybody? Y'all good?
I'm just gonna say new IP, yay. There you go. That's all you need to know.
New IP, yay. All right.
Yeah.
So speaking of well, this ain't no new IP. Speaking of Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
Or no Shenmue.
Or no Shenmue. So yeah, so this is not a rumor. This is absolute fact. The developers have announced that there will be no Shenmue 3 at E3.
Can we have a visual show of hands of people who actually care about this?
But yeah, so they basically stated on their Kickstarter page that there's not going to be any Shenmue presence at any conference this year. They are fully focusing on actual development of the game. So which definitely is a plus for those of you who have backed this thing. And by the way, they just keep this in mind. They have made over 6 million as far as money to back this game already. You know what I'm saying? So they better damn well be in development making this game right now.
Can we check where they sent the Twitter from? Is it like Barbados or something like that?
They're in a private villa off of the coast of Spain right now.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
Yeah. We're right on Shenmue 3. Honest, yeah.
Right. Y'all
getting on with it.
Y'all gonna have these backers saying Shenmue are right quick. Like, dog. Hopefully they're really working on this game like they said, because yeah, man, they have made a lot of money. Like they should have everything that they need. My thing is, all that money, you can't like show a little like gameplay, like or anything, like you can't show a teaser or anything like that.
Well, in fairness, 6 million is a drop in the bucket for like a AAA development cycle. So like I don't.
Isn't that what they did with Phantom Dust? It was like $6 million or some crap like that.
Yeah, but they got funding from Sony too, though, right? Like Sony, like
think so.
help with the Shenmue, right?
I think they gave
like
him,
that was the initial.
I think
that was the initial.
I think they hooked him over at E3 stage. I think that's about as much as that.
No, I think they are giving financial assistance, but I mean, that's still not a lot of money. Like in terms, if you're thinking of an actual AAA like full on development cycle, that's not a lot. That 6 million is essentially good faith saying that, oh, people are interested.
That's a hell of a lot of good faith. That's a hell of a lot of good faith, but that's like one of the biggest, like as far as money earned on Kickstarter. So that's a hell of a lot of good faith.
I agree. I'm just saying, like,
well, there's one thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing. Going back a little bit history. I remember during last gen there was talk about changing E3 because it was getting expensive, and one of the huge critique developers had was how costly and time consuming it was to get ready for E3 in terms of getting a product ready, like a demo or gameplay ready for E3.
Oh,
and that was a huge issue last gen, you know, and I think they actually changed it up and it was like a total failure and they just went back to the old style. But I think considering this is a small budget, they might have run into that situation where do they put the funding to try to get a demo out real quick, or do they just keep going with their track record? You know, they keep going with production, and provide updates month to month, which I think financially is probably the better decision. You know,
that's true. That's true, because they are providing like updates on Kickstarter. Like they showed off, I think, some new concept art and things like that on Kickstarter, I believe. So they are keeping their backers updated. So I mean, I could see that. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, going along with that, it also depends on how far they are in their development cycle. Like, I don't want a situation that, you know, it seems like Hideo Kojima is going in where they're showing us a bunch of stuff for Death Stranding that we're not going to see this game for several years. Like, I don't want to see like any mock-ups or anything for this game until it's like getting ready to ship. Like, or at least
more squids.
Like I just think
radius.
I think that's crazy to be like, if they were to bring a demo and they're like, oh yeah, we're like, I don't know, 30% done. Like, then why are you here? Go back and continue to work on the game.
Yeah, I get that. I get it. But here's the thing, though. It's still slated to release at the end of 2017. Who thinks that's going to happen?
That's going to get pushed back.
What? This game?
Yeah, legit. This game's still slated for release at the end of 2017 on the Kickstarter.
Even if it was ready, I would not advise releasing this game.
No,
it's legit.
No one's gonna buy it. They need to release it early 2018. Even if it is,
they need to release it after Red Dead comes out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or way before it. I think Red Dead's like spring 2018, so release it like January, February.
I hope this game doesn't fall into the what's the name of the game? Kingdom Hearts 3 hole where you pretty much not gonna see this game until 2020. You're probably not gonna see this game until 2020 though.
The Kingdom Hearts, I've said this before on many podcasts. The Kingdom Hearts title system is one of my favorite things in video games. We're currently at HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
Yeah.
That's an official game title, people.
Real talk, man. Real talk.
It's a game title and giving you an update on where they are in their development cycle. It's all encompassing.
You'll get a 2.9.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we absolutely will. Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 2.9.
So who's actually
5.9.
who on the panel like actually hyped for Shenmue 3? British Beef, you actually hyped for this thing? What do you think?
No, basically. Short and sweet.
No. This is one of the most loved games of all time. People were crying. Like,
it was a Dreamcast game, wasn't it? They're like the first.
That was Dreamcast.
Yeah, I didn't have a Dreamcast, man, so it never hit me. I've got a friend of mine who is absolutely gagging for it, but personally,
yeah, PlayStation fans were crying for this game like it was a PlayStation exclusive, like for years, for decades. Like, seriously.
Yeah, because it was both of them were on the Dreamcast, weren't they? Well, I'm not imagining that, am I? So.
Yeah, no, they've always been multi-platform.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. So no, never played them. Not actually that worried by it. I think Mark Woodland in the chat said that Ben will turn out like Mighty Number 9. That's your fear, isn't it? People have backed it to the hills, and it's going to turn out, and people are just going to go, nah, like that sort of thing. And then the whole. Backing of games that way. I can't think what it's called off the top of my head. Help me, guys. Help me.
Crowdfunding.
Kickstarter. Yeah, that sort of thing. People are starting to dislike it more and more. So I think they need to pull their fingers out a little bit, not only to help with their game, but help with Kickstarter crowdfunding.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the meat and potatoes of the show. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Definitely everybody watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Really appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys being active and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Say what you need to say, you know what I'm saying, and be respectful about it. But we about to get real Sony pony up in here right now. The beast is about to be unleashed. So I definitely want to give a shout out to all the Xbox gamers that are watching. We love you guys. Just remember that. Remember, Nico loves you. But I'm about to get real right now about this E3 shit. So let's get into this thing, man. So first and foremost from the panel, I want to hear some of the most outrageous leaks and rumors that you have heard regarding Sony's E3 or E3 in general. What are some of the craziest things you've heard out there in them streets? Anybody can go.
I have heard from a couple people who I'm not going to say in what position they are in whatever company they might be. I have heard that The Last of Us 2 will be opening the show and a release window will be said.
A release window?
Yeah.
As in summer 2018 type of release window?
I have heard this.
Because it's coming in the summer off top. It's definitely coming in the summer sometime. So summer 2018 window, that man, shut the summer down.
That's the thing.
That happens.
That's the real kicker, the release window thing. I think it's a given that we will see something of The Last of Us at E3.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you think that's what you've heard they're going to open with that?
Yeah. I think it makes perfect sense. Open with it and then don't mention it again.
Okay. What else we got?
Handheld.
Craziest leaks and rumors. What you said?
A handheld.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
the
Vita 2.
The Vita 2. Yeah, I've seen that.
What's that
around?
I pray to
What's
God
that?
that's not true.
Yeah, I hope that's not true too, man. Like Chris, like what have you heard specifically about this thing?
Oh, just a few things bounding around on Twitter about rumors of E3, and they were saying that they might bring out a Vita 2. I know it's massive in Japan, so they might do it from that sense. But
so what would be the point of a Vita 2 though? Like what would be the point?
But here's the craziest
thing.
They're
going to try and make it. Go on.
The craziest thing I heard about that, and this is then. At first, I was like, "This won't surprise me if this actually happened," but supposedly it's a regular handheld, right? And it's gonna have an adapter to dock it so you could play it on your TV. Now, I'm not joking.
Really?
It would not be surprised if Sony copied off of Nintendo again. Would not. I would not.
I really wouldn't be surprised either. I really wouldn't be surprised either.
I'll be like, it's almost cliche at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised either.
There were mock-ups before, right?
Yeah.
That from several years ago, of a similar-ish handheld, like a Nintendo Switch from Sony.
Yeah, super similar as well, wasn't it?
So yeah, that's mainly why I wouldn't be terribly surprised. And that's why I said when we saw those mock-ups, like, you better believe that Sony is keeping an eye on how the Switch is doing and how it's being received.
Yeah.
To see whether they would, assuming that they weren't deep in a development cycle for a Vita 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
But they would be paying attention to that to see how it does.
Yeah, I understand why they would be, because at this point right now, Nintendo is the biggest threat, in my humble yet often correct opinion, to Sony as far as competition goes. So I understand why they would want to keep an eye on them. But here's my thing. I don't think Sony should necessarily copy what Nintendo is doing, what makes Nintendo successful. I think Sony should just stick to what makes them successful, because let's just face it, everybody. I know people love the Vita and stuff like that. And I'm not saying the Vita is trash, but I'm saying this, that Sony didn't do well with the Vita. I understand it doing well in Japan or whatever, but compared to the 3DS and what Nintendo's got going on, it pretty much gets swallowed whole, like Jonah in the stomach of the whale. Like there's no chance in hell you're competing with Nintendo in these handhelds. So for Sony to jump back into that game with this quote unquote Vita 2, I think is a huge mistake. So I'm hoping that they have really crunched the numbers, looked at the metrics, did everything they need to do to figure out that this is not going to work. It's not a good move.
I think it's a huge mistake if they don't adapt from what went wrong with the Vita. Like, if they continue in that same vein, then that's a huge mistake. Down to, the memory cards being specific to the Vita and being astronomically priced.
Those memory cards are still crazy priced.
Yeah,
absolutely crazy. I bought my wife a Vita so she could have it at work, and getting a memory card for that was still crazy money. Absolutely, they're like gold dust to get them anything below what they are kind of retailed at. Unbelievable.
I just think that where is there room for a Vita 2 to be successful? Because you got the Nintendo DS, you got pretty much Nintendo has been dominating the handheld, and then you also have the mobile market with phones and tablets and all that. And then if Sony really wanted to come out with a Vita 2, because I doubt they'll launch it with the expectation of it being a niche handheld. I'm pretty sure they want some level of success behind it.
Yeah.
Where are they going to focus the developers? Are they going to make Naughty Dog, Santa Monica Studios, and all these other people balance between Vita and PlayStation 4 games and stuff? Because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a Naughty Dog team now has to make a Vita game to help push exclusives on the title. That takes away.
That wouldn't make no sense for them to do this, though, because let's not forget there's PSVR out there too. You know what I'm saying? There's too many peripherals, out there. I don't think they would do that, man. Now that I think about it.
they're doing a big push of VR.
They would stretch themselves
now, aren't
thin.
They've got a few more studios making games for PSVR now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
I think we're probably going to see a few extra games for the VR on that. And shout out to Farpoint for doing very well in the you guys. We don't get the US charts, but doing very well in the UK charts, coming in at second.
Surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Considering you need to get an extra bit of kit to play it.
Yeah, and we were talking about the price of it last time. I mean, it's an extra £20, $30 to get it. So to see that it came in at second is really surprising, especially when they've had some good sales on as well with games.
Well, it seems
Really
like people were really, thirsty for something for their PSVR. I mean, it's probably been sitting there collecting dust for a while, and having a game like Farpoint is motivation to go out and buy, or to either buy a PSVR or to at least invest. If you've already invested in it, go and buy the game.
If I don't get it for my birthday on Thursday, I'll probably go and pick it up. So
hey, wait, real quick, guys. What is today?
Today's May 30th.
What's the? No, I mean, what's today? Like today is Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize trash pickup was on Tuesday. Why are we talking about PSVR, fam?
Oh wow! Ouch!
Wow, I thought you said you were going full pony. Full pony is you must love PSVR.
Oh wow!
If it's got the word Sony in it, you must go for it. Okay. So even PSVR. So you are letting down us with your pony claims.
Shout out to Mark in the chat. One of his predictions is PS Plus will be combined with PS Now. What do y'all think the chance of that happening?
That would be the best.
That's a rumor.
It's a great idea. It will never happen.
I can imagine they offer it like in two, because if they were to combine Plus and PS Now, they're gonna raise the price of PS Plus.
If they raise the
I
price
can't just
again,
see keeping the same price.
They raise the price again. That is the most anti-consumer shit I have ever heard.
So at best, maybe a scenario where they'll offer a PS Plus plus PS Now combo for like whatever price, but at least leave the PS Plus standard alone. Don't force me to stream games, because I don't want to stream games. I'm not interested.
Or they give the people an offer every month. You decide you either get PS Plus or you get PS Now.
Isn't that how it is now?
I know. Too fiddly.
Yeah. I do think that would be a little too hard to juggle, but I like that idea of giving player agency over what they want. Yeah,
just give like a combo of how you want to do what you want to do. I'll agree with that, but don't just blanket out and say PS Now is now with PS Plus and it's cost $75. We're like, whoa. That's about it.
All right, so regarding the show at E3, I want to ask you guys a question in the chat. Y'all can chime in as well. So we all know that Sony's got like a lot of third-party deals, exclusivity, time exclusive, things like that. Do you guys think that Sony at this stage in the game, knowing, Nintendo's out there knocking out the park right now, shout out to Nintendo. You guys were the underdog, you know what I'm saying? You guys are doing great. But they're out there. Microsoft is creeping on the come up like Bone Thugs and Harmony. So do you think that y'all stop making me laugh, man.
You got people in the audience like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell just happened.
Oh my gosh. Get off this podcast. Get out the chat if you don't know who Bone Thugs is. James, but do you think that Sony can afford to only focus on third parties, or do you think they need a couple of new IPs in there? Porter Rock, what do you think? Let's start with you.
I think they're going to show new IPs. I think they're going to show gameplay of what's already been announced. We'll probably see gameplay of Spider-Man, God of War, The Last of Us, more about Detroit Human. Maybe a little bit of... I don't think Detroit. So much of... Detroit being human.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, maybe human.
A little bit of Death Stranding. And then, of course, they'll show some of the remasters like Crash Bandicoot or something. But I think they'll show at least 2 new IPs. Maybe this rumor of what we just talked about with From Software, co-developed with Sony Japan Studios. And then also the rumor of Sucker Punch's new game. So we can't forget about that.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think Sucker Punch new game gonna be like? There's some speculation out there.
I saw a picture of like a Western type shooter or something like that. So I don't know what's it about, but it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. And then they'll also flesh in. I would say the one thing Sony probably has, because they have lots of time to show games, because they're not going to show hardware. There's no more hardware to show. You know, there's not going to be no PS5 or PS Pro or anything. It's going to be pretty much content for the hardware that's already been unveiled. They don't have to talk about hardware no more. They don't have to describe what the PSVR is. They don't have to talk about what 4K checkerboarding. They don't have to talk about none of that. It's just going to be game, more games, and then some more games. And when you're done, more games, and then the show's over. They don't even. So I think last year they didn't even talk about sales no more. They cut that out. They don't even do that anymore. They just talk straight games. So you're talking about maybe hour to hour and a half of just game. So I think there's plenty of time to give us game overload.
I really hope it's that. That would be awesome.
I'm overselling it, aren't I?
I think it's going to be very, very similar to that, because last year's E3 got a lot of praise. So I think it's very similar to that. But here's the thing that I've been saying, and people don't like when I say this. Here comes the pony. Get ready to thumbs down the video. But I really feel like people speculating about the PS5 and all this other stuff is a knee-jerk reaction, feeling like Sony needs to be threatened by the Scorpio. In my humble yet often correct opinion, I do not feel like Sony needs to be threatened by the Scorpio one iota. Like, I really don't feel like they should. I feel like they should keep an eye on the competition at all times, but I don't feel like they should respond in any way, except for what they're doing right now, currently delivering games, because honestly, that's what people want, right? Everybody is talking about the games, even with the Scorpios revealing stuff. You know, they reveal the specs and all that stuff, but what's everybody asking about? Okay, Microsoft, now where's the games? So everybody wants the games. So Sony's got the games. Like Porter Rock stated, they can just show, you know, games like Spider-Man, games they already announced, gameplay of Spider-Man, Detroit Become Human. There's so many things they can go into their catalog to show at E3, plus new IPs. That's what everybody wants. So give the gamers what they want. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, Sony does not have to worry about the Scorpio like that. A lot of people feel like, you know, Scorpio is, you know, the savior. Scorpio's Black Jesus. Scorpio's going to turn things around for the community of Xbox gamers. That's cool. That's cool. But on this side of the fence, fam, Sony does not have to be concerned about the Scorpio like that. I'm sorry. They played their card. They have the Pro. This is what they have out for the people. This is the mid-gen refresh, okay? You take it or leave it. And I think gamers are more than inclined to take it based on the games, and the games that are only on PS4. Pony up. Hit that like button, please. Thank you.
I don't think that's you ponying up. I think you're just being a realist.
I am, but people see it as being a pony. I'm serious. Like, that's how I feel, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, because I don't think there never has been a situation where releasing a more expensive console 2-3 years later is the answer to get back the market, especially when at this point consoles thrive on cheaper prices. You know, what I've been telling people is, you know, in order to sell a Scorpio, Microsoft's gonna have to do a lot of things. They're gonna have to advertise 4K. They're gonna have to put out kiosks, and they're gonna have to talk about what 4K does or how does it appeal to 1080p. They're gonna have to go through a lot of hoops and, you know, obstacles to explain Scorpio and why a consumer wants it. Yet, for a PS4 Slim, Sony doesn't have to do much, because the moment you walk in a store, a consumer's gonna see Destiny 2 inside a box for $250.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do to sell it. You know, somebody walks in, be like, hey, I saw a commercial for Call of Duty. I'm looking to get a console. Here you go, $250. And the game's already in the box. Right. Have a nice day. That's it. And that's simplicity behind these marketing deals and stuff. You know, it's a cheap price console, and the game's already packed in. You know, it's easily identifiable because it's a big box with, you know, the World War II Call of Duty guy's face, or Destiny with the big number 2, or, you know, Darth Vader's face in front of the cover. Those are really easy, you know, where people are visual, you know, and that's a pretty simple thing to purchase. And people will be like, okay, cool. This is what I want. I've seen the commercial. Yep. Go to the counter and buy it, you know.
How many times do you think we're going to hear the phrase boots on the ground?
Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Jazz in the chat. Jazz always comes with some knowledge. He stated that Sony should not sleep on the Scorpio. Don't underestimate Microsoft. And I definitely 100% agree with you, Jazz. I definitely agree with that. They should not sleep on what Microsoft is doing. Just like any competitor, they should keep their third eye on them just to keep seeing what's going on over there. But all I'm saying is that Sony does not need to react to what Microsoft is doing at this time. I feel like
I don't think Sony are going to react.
They don't need to react whatsoever. They just keep doing what they're doing. What they're doing is golden. Keep doing what they're doing. Keep pushing.
To be honest, I'll be more worried about Nintendo than.
Right now, they need to be more worried about Nintendo. Yeah. Agreed.
I think
because Nintendo is delivering some amazing exclusives right now.
I think that they will announce PS5.
I think
they're threatened because they can. And that is it.
Are you back on this PS5 shit?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think if they are going to announce it,
which they're not.
I'll add that bit, which they might not.
They will not. There will not be a PS5 announcement at this E3, Chris. There will not be one.
I think they.
Why are we going through this again?
Because it's nailing a nail into the coffin.
They will not do that.
I'll say we have to look at it this way. Let's say what would it take to release, to announce a PS5? That means they pretty much were research and designing the PS5 almost at the same time as the Pro, because the Pro's not even a year old. So at that point, if you're gonna research and design a PS5 this soon, then why even bother with a Pro in the first place? You're talking about designing two architectures back to back or close to each other. That doesn't really make sense.
What I'm saying is that Sony have a notorious habit of announcing things years in advance. So why not? Why not just
not hardware?
The mic out.
Not hardware.
Not hardware, because PS4 was announced the same year it launched. It was announced.
But why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it. I'll have my own little moment.
The slim. Have you been drinking on this podcast? And if you have, what are you drinking? Let us know.
Really. I was drinking earlier this evening, so yeah. I was drinking some Jack Daniels. So nice. Down very well, too well.
Corner Rock makes a good point, though, man. The history proves that that's not going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? I think they follow, trends, and I think that there's no need to do it. So they're not going to do it just because. You know what I'm saying? It's just, to me, it's not going to happen.
And here's another thing people got to remember.
But like, say for example, like when they said about the game swap thing, they didn't have to do that. They did it just because they've been taking a few digs from Microsoft, and I think they're just going to throw that little dig that back. And I don't think it's not going to be out for years, but I think they might just throw it just for a bit of a laugh.
No, but you could look at it this way. Let's say if they did announce a PS5, that pretty much killed off the Pro.
Facts.
The sales would be hurting if they announce, hey, we're gonna release the PS5 in 2018. Yeah, then people are gonna be like, why am I gonna spend $400 on a Pro now? Then I'll just, so they gotta factor that in
because they'll be saying, look at the games lineup coming out for the PS4. I don't think it'll be 2018. I think we're talking probably 2019, 2020. Yeah. But they'll be like, look at these games that come out for the next 4 years, whatever it's 3 years, 2 years.
This is why Chris does not work for Sony.
Just tagging on from what he said, I'm still convinced that Death Stranding will be a launch title for the PS5.
I agree with that.
Whoa, where that came from?
Yeah, I think so too. I think that does take a while. Yeah, a launch title for PS5. I think The Last of Us will be too.
I follow.
Oh God! Oh, help me! Okay, James, let's go back to Logic City right quick. So what James just said, and Kev agreed. I do agree that I could see Death Stranding taking that long to come out to where it comes out. Let's say 2019, 2020, when there will be a PS5. I could see that being the case, knowing Kojima and his antics. Now, what Chris just said. He just said, correct me if I'm wrong, you just stated that Last of Us Part 2 will also be a PS5 launch game.
That's not ready yet. That's not ready yet.
It'll be
years off.
It'll be a PS5 remaster.
Okay, that's different.
I can see that more than it being a PS5 launch game. No, the Last of Us 2 is coming to PS4 summer 2018. You heard it here first.
And they'll find a way to get the original Resident Evil on the PS5. They will find a way. Because it's on everything else.
So, hey, before we get too far into this discussion, I want to get one bold prediction from everybody on the panel, just something that's just crazy, out the box, from everybody. So let's start with Kev. Kev hasn't been able to chime in too much, and even though he's the smartest one here, what's one bold prediction? What's one thing you would definitely love to see that you probably think ain't gonna happen?
Changing of names on PlayStation.
Oh,
ooh, that might happen.
Yeah, changing PS. There have been rumors that it would happen for like the last couple of years, off of like some dev docs that showed like if they added like a particular field, then Sony would be able to allow folks to change their names while still keeping like some of their purchases and stuff like that. But they have yet to announce that. And I think that would go a long way if they were to announce something like that. But I'm almost positive it will never happen. You
may see people cry like they cried for Final Fantasy VII if that happens, fam. You may see people actually shed tears.
People would cry over that after I still don't understand why that's not a thing when you see Microsoft charges people to be able to change their names. Like, put like a $10 cap on it and say, okay, well, you named yourself Butt Muncher 95 when you were 15 and now you want something different. Pay $10 to change that name. Like,
nice. Nice. Yeah, that would be huge. That would be a semi mic drop moment right there. Even though it's something like so simple, but it's something that everybody wants. I think that is worthy of an E3 announcement.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the backgrounds when they added that in. Like, that's a feature that should have been there for a while. That's not a monumental shift. But the fact that they allowed you to then put your own like custom backgrounds in one of the last updates was a huge thing. So yeah, I feel like changing name conventions could be something like that too.
Dope. James, what's one bold prediction you got for Sony's E3?
Right. Check it before I wreck it. Canada's David Frost, also known as Jeff Keighley.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out, does a little speech. Hideo Kojima comes out.
Okay.
And they talk about, because this is real, Kojima was at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Yep.
And was talking to a bunch of people. Screen comes up, and there's one name, Robert De Niro. And it's announced that Robert De Niro is in Death Stranding.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Goodfellas himself?
How much money does Kojima got for this game?
Kojima got as much money he wants for this game. as much as
wrong.
He wants.
Hey, wow.
It doesn't,
a blank check.
It doesn't even matter. So what's the significance of Robert De Niro being in this game, though, James? Like, why should we be excited about that?
Because it's so weird. It's weird, and it will probably not going to happen. But if it did happen, I wouldn't be surprised because Kojima was proper fanboying when he met De Niro at the Tribeca Film Festival, and De Niro's career has staled. Like I saw Dirty Grandpa, so you all didn't have to, and that was one of the worst. That was the worst days of my life, and I want De Niro to be in good things, and I thought, you know what? Put him in a video game when other people can control what he's doing.
That would be dope. And FYI, James is a film critic, everybody, so that's why he's talking about Robert De Niro in such detail right now. But that would be dope. British Beef, what's one big bold prediction coming to Sony's
come to me
here? Oh, you I'm not gonna leave you out and high and dry just because you have crazy predictions. I'm not gonna do you like that, man.
So I love my bold predictions. So bold prediction coming out. I'll tell you what I'd love. I'd love a Splinter Cell game.
A Splinter Cell game.
That might be at Microsoft.
Yeah,
might
that's
be.
what I was thinking.
But that's why I'm kind of hoping that Sony announce it.
So you saying a Splinter Cell game exclusive or timed exclusive, or what
It'd
you
probably
trying to
be
say?
timed, but it'd probably jump out with that. So I'd
Be mad.
like
Would
that.
be mad about that though. There'd be so many people mad about that. They'll be as mad about that as they are about Lawbreakers.
It'd be like
They will feel literally betrayed. Like real talk. Like I'm kind of hoping that does not happen because I'm tired of my Twitter feed being filled with people crying, whining, and bitching over business decisions that developers and publishers are making. I'm tired of it. But
okay.
But no, I mean that would be dope though. That would be dope. So that's what you're hoping for? That's what you're predicting?
Yeah, I think I'd just quite like from a whole kind of E3 perspective, I'd like a Splinter Cell game to be announced, whether it be multi-plat or be exclusive on the PlayStation. I think that would be pretty cool.
That's what's up.
But I think my bold prediction is my PS5. But
the
more you guys talk me out of it, the more I kind of think that you're probably right. But I don't know, something in my gut says that they're going to be stupid and do it.
Nah, stick to your guns because I'm damn sure going to crucify you when it doesn't happen. No, so stick to your guns. You will be crucified live.
I'm looking forward to yours, Nick. I'm going to write it down.
Oh yeah. You're gonna write this. You're gonna write this down. No, we're gonna let the guests go. We're gonna let the guests go. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, shout out again to the chat. Make sure you guys definitely let us know what your bold predictions are. I definitely want to hear it. I will, you know what I'm saying, announce it on the show if it's something good. Porter Rock, what you got, man?
All right, this is what I got. This is the bold prediction. All right. So I predict, this is off the wall.
Okay.
But I predict the show's gonna end with a game trailer. Just a game trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they're gonna show of Rockstar's The Agent. Yep, you heard it.
What?
I'm saying it right now. The Rockstar The Agent trailer happening.
What? At the end of the show?
At the end of the show. Boom.
Wow.
It's on the PS5.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
A PS4 exclusive,
and then it says coming to PS5 exclusive.
There you go. That's it. That's what it would be.
Nah. But that's it. That's how the show will end with The Agent.
Really?
So there you go.
That is something that nobody is really even thinking of right now. Everybody's so focused on Red Dead Redemption that no one's thinking about that. Like if they did that, like that would be the surprise of the year. That would be crazy because people don't even think that game's still in development.
No, people will say Scorpio who? Wait, what? Can it run The Agent 4K? Nope.
Because it won't be on there because it's a PS4 exclusive.
Yep.
It'll be checkerboard rendered to 4K.
What is
Dynamic.
The Agent?
Dynamic. So for a little bit of history, so Sony had a multi-game deal with Grand Theft Auto. Due to the initial poor sales of the PS3, Rockstar asked Sony to revise the contract because they thought the game was going to fail if it didn't come out to be a same-day multiplat with the 360. So Sony renegotiated the contract, but said that, all right, so Grand Theft Auto 4 could be a multiplat, but you owe us one exclusive game. And that game was officially announced, I think, in E3 2009 or 2008 as The Agent.
Yeah.
That was the game that was announced to be a Rockstar exclusive. So The Agent is theirs. But after that, we haven't heard much about it since then.
I haven't heard nothing about it.
Now, last year, Rockstar, the trademark got re-signed, so they're still keeping the name alive. Rumors thought it was going to be at E3 last year, but we didn't hear anything. So that's my bold prediction. Trailer, just a trailer.
That's one hell of a prediction right there. I got to give it to you. That's one of the I have not heard anybody else say that. So you heard it here first. If Porter Rock has this right, you know what I'm saying? We all owe this man a beer. You know what I'm saying? A digital beer on us. A digital beer. That's a good one. That's a good one. Kev, you got a bold prediction for us, man?
Oh, I did mine already. The name, the PlayStation name.
Oh yeah. I'm tripping. It's my turn. Damn it. Okay.
Writing this down.
Oh, here it comes.
We're recording.
Watch out, boy. He's gonna tear you up. Oh, here it comes.
Stop singing and tell
Why
us.
are you singing Mamie? Like what?
Of all the songs,
What is this? I love the 80s.
All right,
it's the Sing Street Appreciation Podcast.
look. From the man that brought
Like
you
Glee.
from the man that brought you the Crash Bandicoot prediction. He's at it once again. Ladies and gentlemen, I predict that Spyro the Dragon will be announced at E3. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, Nick. We said bold prediction.
It's a bold
prediction.
That's it. That's it.
Bro,
That is it. That is the prediction. Look, do you know how many people want Spyro the Dragon? You know how many people love Spyro?
I've
the
literally
Dragon?
heard nobody say they want Spyro.
Are you kidding me? Are you guys kidding me? This show is legit going tits up right now. Oh, there's so many people.
Nick, I'm still waiting for this bold prediction to come out. Come on, give me something to work with here.
That is it. That is it. We're going to get Spyro coming back. Don't you guys want Spyro?
He can stay on Skylanders. It's fine.
I heard a couple of people talk about Spyro. I'm just not into that character, so I don't know. I think they're gonna wait to see how Crash Bandicoot turns out first before they start going crazy with all these guys.
Nick, I was really hoping you were going to say you hope Phil Spencer walks out and says, if you can't beat him, join him.
Xbox on PlayStation. Game Pass on PlayStation. That would be hilarious. To be honest.
There are rumors about all seriousness. There are rumors about Spyro as far as like it coming back and all that stuff, but that is not my bold prediction. I don't necessarily have
You wasted our time.
Yeah, I did. I apologize. I did waste your time. I don't necessarily have a super like bold prediction. I do.
Go on, say PS5.
I think my agent prediction stole his thunder.
The agent prediction was really, really good. I don't have necessarily a bold prediction, but I do feel like definitely Rockstar is going to make a presence at E3. I don't think it's going to be the agent, as great as that would be. I don't think it's going to be agent, but I do think that we're going to get like first gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2. I think we're going to get like first gameplay of that. I think that's how they're going to end the show at E3. But I honestly don't think, besides like the new IPs and possible new IPs from like what's the studio? Not Insomniac, but what's the other studio?
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Yeah, besides the new IP from Sucker Punch and the third-party deals and things like that, I don't really think that there's going to be too many like surprises at Sony's E3. You may get one or two there, but I don't think there's going to be like too many like surprises. I think they really got to kind of like show us some gameplay and announcements of the games that they have promised already. I think that's going to take up a lot of time. And then the third-party deals, they definitely got to focus on that because, those are, the deals they made with these publishers. They got to take a lot of time on that. I'm kind of really, though, hoping that they will show off, some indie games this E3, because last E3 went kind of really fast and they didn't really have their, like, full-on indie section like they normally do. I mean, they showed a little, but I'm hoping they'll be more of an indie game presence. That's just me being the king himself. But other than that, I don't think we'll have too many surprises. And I don't think Sony necessarily needs too many surprises. One or two would be cool, but I don't think they really even need it at this point. So
just be good to, like you said, it'd just be good to see more of the games that they've already announced. To know that they're very much on the way in the next 2 years would be fantastic. I think.
I'm sure we'll see something of Days Gone.
Definitely.
We're definitely going to see Days Gone. They said there's going to be a huge presence of that at E3. So I don't know if that means on the stage or actually get hands-on that. I think you're definitely going to see Spider-Man gameplay. Detroit Become Human. It'll be cool to see that. But I'm not sure if they're ready to show that yet because we don't really hear much about it. God of War. God of War is definitely going to be at E3, and it will get a release date. And it's coming this October. So that's for sure. That's you heard it here first from
October?
Me. Yes, it's coming in October. Yes.
Wait, was that confirmed or is that your conjecture?
That is my prediction, sir.
Okay.
That is my
So
prediction.
I just want to make sure it's clarified
And
here that nobody missed information because you were pretty confident.
I don't think it's coming out this year, personally.
No, that's my prediction. It's coming out this year. Okay, so God of War will be coming in October. I'm stating it like it's a fact because what I say is facts. So that is really my prediction. So I'm sticking with that. We got some predictions though in the chat though. We got SOCOM, Siphon Filter, my man Sam. He would love to see that.
That would be nice.
SOCOM would be sick.
Brian speaking blasphemy. He said, "Who the hell is Spyro?"
He's only speaking the truth. Don't condemn.
my man Zeno said he wants God of War up in there.
But that's it.
Sam wants Last of Us 2 as well. So yeah, I mean, there's so much that Sony could show. It's just the well will not run dry.
You know what else will be a crazy thing? Because I know I read an article maybe like 2 weeks ago, Sony talking about doing more improvements or some, taking PSN to another level or whatever, something to that effect. So what would be crazy if they match Game Pass with now PS Now, just on the PlayStation 4, you'll be able to digitally download those games onto your console now. Price just streaming them. Like you get the choice of both.
Yeah. That be
you can choose to download directly to your to the console. I'm pretty sure they're not going to do it for PC. PC they'll just stick to streaming, but on the PS4, download direct. That would be a big one.
That would be good. That would have to be a direct response to Game Pass.
Yes, that's pretty much it. Direct, yeah. That would be something.
Yeah, I think they'll come up with a thing where you can play the first hour of every game on the PSN store.
They were supposed to do that. That was one of the promises they had at the beginning of this damn generation.
They actually had that with the PS3 though. I remember.
Yeah,
you were able to do like a trial,
every game.
Well, not every game, but like the concept.
Yeah, I remember that.
A few games had that free 1 hour trial and stuff.
Yeah, I swear they promised that on the E3 stage or the PlayStation announcement, PS4 announcement, whatever. They promised that every single game you would be able to try. I still remember that to this day, and I was so disappointed. Year after year, I've been disappointed that has not been the case. So if they finally do that, for me, that's bigger than name changes for me because my name is fine on PSN. I don't give a damn. But that's bigger than name changes for me, man. Be able to demo every game because the demo itself is a lost art. You know what I'm saying? We don't get too many demos anymore, man. So
I think that's why they'll do the first hour.
Like pretty much
demo made.
What you said?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying the Resi demo is the best demo ever.
The VR
if you include kitchen and the demo of over the 3 stages up to release, perfect.
I think what they'll do is they'll probably, once a game is released, they'll just have access for the first hour, like they do, like they do with sort of like EA
Prey,
access,
Dishonored,
that sort of yeah, that sort of thing. Because I think those sell the games. Like I bought Dishonored 2 just on having just played the first hour of that game, and I was like, yeah, I'll have a bit more of this, please. So I think that'll be the thing that they'll go for, and I think that'll be a good mic drop.
That'd be dope. There's so many possibilities. That's the thing with Sony. They do have a lot that they could show. I just hope the pacing is well. I hope that it's similar to last year, but just slow it down just a little to kind of like talk about a couple of these games a little bit, rather than just showing, all the games. Don't get me wrong, I did like that, but I kind of like to hear what the devs have to say about certain games. Leave the sales shit and all that other, crap out of it, but let the devs kind of speak on their games a little bit. I would like to see that. So last thing real quick, before we bounce out of here, and shout out to the chat, some good stuff going on up in here. Some people want Jack remastered and all that other stuff up in here. But let me ask everybody this. What does Sony have to do to quote unquote win E3 this year? Because it's always a competition, and it's usually a competition strictly between Sony and Microsoft. Those are the giants in the game. So what does Sony have to do to beat Microsoft this year? Let's start with British Beef this time.
I'm going to counter what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. I think they'll win it if they don't announce the PS5 and they just stick to the games. There you go.
They win it if they don't announce it.
I think they will, but I think they will be better off if they don't announce it, is what I'm getting at. So I think that if they just go out there with the games that they've got, I think they're in a great place. I think they just need to just do a really nice, show us more of the things that are coming, give us a little sneak peek of the big games that are on the way. I think they'll probably just kind of keep their head down a little bit this E3 and just show what they've got, show their muscle.
Okay, James, what do you think? What does Sony have to do to quote unquote win? I say quote unquote win is because people like to determine a winner out of these things, so that's the reason why I say it like that. But what do you think they have to do though?
I really think it's as simple as just doing what my prediction of just having The Last of Us and announcing the release window. I think that game created such a following and such a legacy with one attempt, and to announce officially when the next one's coming out, that's enough. That's effectively a console launch, that one game.
And they've got the new Uncharted game as well, the spin-off of that as well. That's something we haven't mentioned.
Well, that's like a DLC sort of thing. That's not the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
right.
people are going to be coming out and going, "Hey, did you hear that the sequel of The Last of Us has got a release window?" And other people go, "Oh, did you hear about that new console? And people get confused and go, "Oh, that the white one, the 1 terabyte Xbox One S? Oh no, the Scorpio. What's the difference?" And there you have it.
You're such a pony. Kev, what do you think Sony's got to do to win E3 this year?
I think it's mostly what people are saying in the chat. It's just showing quality games. Like if they have a repeat performance of last year, I mean, they don't have to go with the orchestra if they don't want to.
No, they need the orchestra.
But I mean, I agree. I'm a fan of the orchestra. But I think as long as they show quality games and they give details in terms of at least windows, if not launch dates, I think they're in good shape. I don't think there's much more they can really do. I don't necessarily want them to take time. I know, Nick, you said you want them to like talk about these games a bit, but I also think that's what part of the show floor is for. So like for the remainder of the week of E3, like tuning into those things, I want them on the stage to be like, here's a game, there's a game, here's a game, there's a game, and just keep on rapid fire. Because I mean, most people want to make sure that they have it's security in their purchase of a console, right? They want to make sure that if they purchase a PlayStation, that they're going to have not only things to play, but new interesting stuff to play. And if you rapid fire those games and give release dates and windows, you'll be fine. They'll absolutely be fine.
Okay, that makes sense. I can semi see that. Semi agree with that. Porter Rock, what do you think they gotta do to win, man?
Okay, to win E3, well, first things that they shouldn't do is don't put too much circle jerking around the numbers, like how many consoles they sold, how much money they made. Because I know Sony's excited. I guess they're doing real good. Don't leave that out. Do like you did last year. Don't talk about that stuff. As far as the games, obviously, show more gameplay on stuff that's already been announced. Some windows with some dates for some of these games that might be released. Like I could see maybe Spider-Man being released this year, especially close to Spider-Man Homecoming. So I could see maybe like an August, September release date for Spider-Man.
You think that's coming over God of War?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I'll tell you why. Because traditionally God of War has been released always early in the year. If you look at all the past titles, and Sony's been very successful. If you look at Uncharted, it came out early in the year. Horizon Zero Dawn came out early in the year. Bloodborne came out early in the year. So they have this trend of releasing their biggest titles early in the year, and they've been very successful. They've been selling a lot, and the sales carry on throughout the rest of the year. But I think Spider-Man in particular, because of the movies coming out in July, I think they're gonna feed off of that. Kind of like the way Battlefront fed off of Star Wars, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening, and I could see God of War getting an official release date like March. I could see that happening.
Talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah. What happened?
We didn't even talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, so many games.
It's a lot.
I don't think. Yeah,
but
I think anybody cares about that game though.
One big key though, Sony does have to announce at least 2 new IPs, and I say the reason why they have to announce at least 2 new IPs, maybe not even have to show gameplay, maybe trailers or something. Gameplay will be nice, but the main reason is you don't want this E3 to just be called a remaster of E3 2016. You can't have that. You can't show this. You can't repeat 2016 because that's what's going to happen. People's going to be like, okay, we just saw E3 2016 all over again. So you have to show something new, you know, and it can't just be PSVR new. It has to be PlayStation 4 new. So I think a Sucker Punch IP and something from Software in conjunction with Japan Studios is enough to show the narrative that Sony is still all about making new games while still showing the games we already know about, but we getting more info about it. And I think that will, and if they just do that, coupled with some release dates, especially if they announce Spider-Man like August, September, that will knock it out the park. For E3.
That sounds like a successful E3. A lot of you guys hit it out the park. If Sony would take notes from what you guys have said tonight, you know, I think they got E3 in the bag, man. But here comes the king himself, ladies and gentlemen, to round it out right quick. A round of applause for the king.
Actually, wait. I got one thing before we do this. I want one little prediction that I want to happen that will never happen.
You are totally destroying my mood right now.
Yeah, that's why they call me James the Mood Destroyer. They don't call me that.
Makes sense.
My ex-girlfriend called me that. Anyway.
Wow.
Sad times. No, I think in conjunction with the orchestra, I would like there to be a choir. But here's the kicker. I would like the choir to be hidden around the audience. And so like they start singing and they start standing up and like proceed towards the stage and they're all holding a different one of the PlayStation symbols.
That's amazing.
man, that would go down in one of those top 10s of the worst E3.
That's how you lose E3, dog. Like,
what? That's amazing.
No,
make it in the show. That could have been in the show doing the Halo theme. That would be
if they execute it properly.
James, no, stop encouraging him. That is mad corny.
I agree. No, but here's the thing. There's so much risk involved in that. The moment one of those singers in the choir trips, screws up the whole thing.
Oh man.
And that is the one reason why I wouldn't do it. But in theory, I think that's an excellent idea.
I'll take it.
They'll be holding PS5s though. That's what they'll be doing. They'll be holding symbols. And I'm joking.
Don't forget
I'm joking. On the Vita 2s as well. They'll all be holding Vita 2s.
In fact, that's why E3 is going to be the PS5 and the Vita 2.
That's going to be
all they show when they end.
It's going to be like that Wii conference where they had.
This is how you fail E3 right there. That's like a fail right there. Nah, but to round it out, I agree with most of what you guys said. Besides that lame shit y'all just talking about just now. But I think, you know, what they do need to do to win, quote unquote, win E3 is definitely get some release dates out there for the list of games that they did show last year. I think they need to slow it down just a bit so we can get a little extended gameplay of some of these games like Spider-Man, get some extended gameplay of God of War, which we've seen some good amount of gameplay of that, but get a little more gameplay of that and definitely get a release date on that. A release date for Spider-Man would be good. I don't think it's coming out this year just because we haven't heard or seen much about it. The reason why I think God of War is coming out this year, though, is because you know, on Twitter, the developer has been keeping us up to date, and they basically stated that the game is done and playable, ready to go. It just needs polish. So I that's the reason why I think God of War is coming out this holiday. Showing some Red Dead gameplay, Rockstar being on there would definitely be amazing. New IP from Sucker Punch. They just basically need at least 1, 2 at the most new IPs. Now, here's the thing. What they cannot do, they cannot spend a lot of time on VR. They cannot spend a lot of time talking about VR. Yes, I understand people want to know more about VR. They're invested in it. And people have to understand about E3. This show is about, catering not only to the gamers, but more to like the investors. So they do have to show from a business perspective VR, but they have to keep it limited because the communication about VR and showing it off and stuff does not go well on stage. So keep that limited. And also do not show Call of Duty. And I think they will be fine at this year's E3.
They're
going to show Call of Duty.
I know.
That's especially now. I think that game is gonna blow up this year more than that. Yeah, more than bigger than Battlefield 1. It's gonna be
big white.
Everyone, like you said, boots on the ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground. Big like white letters on a black screen. Boots on the ground.
That's how. In fact, that's how they're gonna open up E3. They're gonna open up with the word "boots on the ground."
No, they're gonna open up with just a pair of boots on the ground.
On the desk.
That's the only picture they're going to show, and then flash the Call of Duty World War II end.
I think that though for Sony, they just need to do what they do best, and just stick to the games. That's what people want to see. Like I was saying earlier, I really don't think they can mess up this E3. Whether it's going to be bigger than Microsoft's or not, that remains to be seen, because I think Microsoft really does have something to prove, and I think the way it depends on the way they handle the Scorpio reveal. You know what I'm saying? And how they communicate the games, and if they actually have new IPs to show and stuff like that, it really does depend. Microsoft, they pretty much are really up in the air to me. I kind of already know how Sony's is going to go, just based on the history and all the games they got. I kind of know how it's going to go. I'm expecting maybe 1 or 2 surprises from them, but I don't really expect too many surprises. So hopefully, like you said, Pro Rocket, it won't be a remastered of last year, though. That would be disappointing, but I think that it'll be better, actually. I think this year is going to be better.
It doesn't go tits up.
And it definitely, let's hope it does not go tits up, and they keep it boots on the ground with their tits up at this year's E3.
Tits down.
Tits down, boots up. Wait a minute. What? What kind of podcast is this? Chill.
Fix up, look sharp.
Oh man. But does anybody else have anything else they want to say regarding E3 before we get up out of here?
Nope. Just remember,
forever hold your peace.
Game trailer.
All right. So to recap some of the bold predictions, my man Porter Rocks stating that Agent gameplay, you heard it here first, will be at this year's E3. I'm stating that God of War will get a release date and it's coming out October of this year. Porter Rocks stated that it will not, and that Spider-Man will be coming out this year. My man, the British Beef, is sticking to this PS5. He's living and dying by that. He's saying that's coming out this year.
I love this living and dying thing.
He's living by dying. Right. I'm gonna crucify you.
Man,
I'm gonna crucify you if this doesn't happen, sir. Yeah,
I went for Splinter Cell.
You did say Splinter Cell. That's right. So that's
two.
Hell of a bold prediction. So yeah, and then my man James is stating that there'll be some weird orchestra crap happening.
No, Robert De Niro.
Oh yeah, Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro in Death Stranding.
That's much better, right? Robert De Niro in Death Stranding, and then Kev said that we'll be getting some name changes. Kev said we'll be getting some name changes. So we got some hell of a predictions here. I think a lot of them have the possibility of coming true. Some are just out the box, far fetched, but hopefully, we'll see some of these things come true at this year's E3. But we're getting ready to get them out of here. I'm gonna let our guests say their goodbyes, tell us where they can find you and all that good stuff. So let's start with my man James, the filthy film critic.
You can find me on the tweets at James_S Wilson. Come talk to me about movies, Radiohead, and how poorly Chelsea played over the weekend. Okay, that's what's up. And let's go with my man Porter Rock. Porter Rock, thanks so much for being on the show, sir. Tell everybody where you can find.
Hey, thank you for the invite.
Where you can find you.
Yeah, thank you for the invite, gentlemen. You can find me on Twitter, PorterRock_AAGE, and you can also find me here. Just do a search for Porter Rock 77. And every Wednesday I host a 60 Frames No Like podcast, 7 p.m. Eastern. Shameless plug. All right. Looking forward to all of you there.
Ain't nothing shameless about that plug, brother, because that podcast is lit.
Oh,
Podcast is lit, man. We got the Tick 60 frames, no lag crossover happening up in here.
there you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my co-host for the evening and every evening, start my man, the British Beef.
Thanks, guys, for having us. Thank you to the guests for turning up. It's been a pleasure. Thanks to the chat as well. And good night and God bless.
Hit him with that bless. That's what's up. And my man Kev, the smart one.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I just want to give an update on this PlayStation experience, E3 experience. It's still down, so still a little salty about it. But
the disappointment.
but yeah, thanks for tuning in and for being engaged in the chat. Thanks to our guests, and you can find me at Dark Tagger on Twitter. And also follow Trophy Life on trophylife_pod.
All right, that's what's up. And this is your humble yet often correct host, Nicodemus, the king himself. You can call me once again Negrodamus because my predictions are going to be the ones that come true. Once again this year, just like my Crash Bandicoot predictions came true as well. So we are about to get ready to get out of here. But make sure you guys check out The Inner Circle, tickgn.com, our website, for all your gaming news, reviews, and opinionated pieces. Make sure you follow.
Listen to Multiverse.
The what?
Multiverse show every Mondays. Greatest podcast on a Monday.
What is that? What is the multiverse?
It's everything.
It sounds like some shit that I find under my shoe. That's what it sounds like to me, sir. What is that?
Well, then I'm never coming back here.
Look at that, Nick. Man.
What? I'm joking. This is friendly Tick family competition. Shout out to my man Anchor. Shout out to my man Anchor. Shout out to my man Undead. Shout out to my man Fame ENT. Shout out to James. Shout out to Mike. You know what I'm saying? The truth up in here. The multiverse crew. We love you guys. You know what I'm saying? Is that better? Is that better for you sensitive ass dudes? Damn.
Much better.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Multiverse for sure. Shout out to Double XP, Tick Podcast, all that good
No,
stuff.
we don't care about the other ones, just Multiverse.
There you go.
See, now there you go. Also, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, follow Trophy Life, and make sure you check out my YouTube channel, Nicodemus X. I'm the only light-skinned brother on YouTube that is of relevance. And yeah, man, we are about to get up out of here, man. And thanks so much for everybody tuning in. And just remember that PlayStation is the best station and we are the best nation. And shout out to Kiss Move for having his Planet Xbox podcast on the same night as me. I'm coming after your ass, boy. We out of here, y'all. We out of here, y'all. Peace.
All right, take care.
See ya.